The channel that you choose, we're coming back to YouTube. Make sure you turn on the notifications. Stay to the very end so you can find out how you can be qualified to win an Xbox or PlayStation. The real details is at the end waiting. Check this out real quick.
If you answer yes to at least one of the aggravating factors listed in Section A or Section B, please proceed to Section C. C, sufficiency of the aggravating factors. 1, reviewing the aggravating factors that we unanimously found to be established beyond a reasonable doubt in Section A, as they apply to Kenyatta Barron. We, the jury, unanimously find the aggravating factors are sufficient to warrant a possible sentence of death. Yes. 2, reviewing the aggravating factors that we unanimously found to be established beyond a reasonable doubt in Section B, as they apply to Ronnie Oneal. We, the jury, unanimously find the aggravating factors are sufficient to warrant a possible sentence of death. Yes. D, mitigating circumstances. One or more individual jurors find that one or more mitigating circumstances was established by the greater weight of the evidence. Yes. Eligibility for the death penalty for Count 1, Kenyatta Barron. We, the jury, unanimously find that the aggravating factors that were proven beyond a reasonable doubt in Section A outweigh the mitigating circumstances established, Section D above, as to Count 1. No. F, eligibility for the death penalty for Count 2, Ronnie Oneal. We, the jury, unanimously find that the aggravating factors that were proven beyond a reasonable doubt in Section B outweigh the mitigating circumstances established, Section D above, as to Count 2. No. If your vote to impose death is less than unanimous, the trial court shall impose a sentence of life without the possibility of parole. Dated this 25th day of June, 2021, signed by the foreperson. All right, I'm now going to poll the jury. And again, I'm going to do it by initials and juror number, okay? Members of the jury, we are going to ask each of you individually about the verdict that you have just heard. The question pertains to whether the verdict, as read by myself, was correctly stated. Beginning with juror number 1, initials LR. Do you, juror number 1, initials LR, agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole? Yes. Juror number 4, initials MD. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 7, initials RC. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror 9, initials HW. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror 12, initials ME. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes.
Juror number 13, initials JP. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror 16, initials NS. I'm going to take that phone if it goes off again. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes,
Juror
Your Honor.
18, initials ES. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 20, initials AM. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror 22, initials DV. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror number 26, initials KW. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole?
Yes.
Juror 34, initials CLC. Do you agree that at least one member of the jury voted for a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole? All right, so I've got one set of final formal instructions to read to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. Now, we've had this discussion about your identities, and I have ordered the media not in any way to disclose your identities, not your visual identity, not your names, and they will not do so. I've also put under seal your personal identifying information as far as names, addresses. Now, I don't want to mislead you that this will forever be locked down. If at some point in the future the media wants to get the information, they do have the right to come into court and ask for it pursuant to the First Amendment. So I just want you to know that. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I just want you all to be aware. On a more personal note, I really don't have the words to thank you all for your service. I really don't have the words. There are no tougher cases in our entire judicial system than the one you all agreed to serve on. Our entire community is indebted to you for your willingness to serve and for making these tough decisions in these terrible cases. And I just want to commend all of you. And we live in really such a polarizing time. And whenever I look and I see a jury such as yourselves, individuals from all different types of backgrounds, different genders, different socioeconomic levels, different races, it really reminds me of the faith that we should all have in the people of our community and the people of this country. Because you all come together from your various different backgrounds and experiences, and you work together to reach really difficult decisions on very difficult cases. So you all should go home tonight and feel extremely proud of yourself as citizens, because you've done an incredible service for all of us, and we are all so very grateful. So your jury service is now concluded. So you'll never again hear me say that you can't talk to anyone about the case. As I told you, you're welcome to talk to anybody that you wish to. You also can tell people, you know what, maybe some other time, but not right now. All right? Very safe travels. I wish each of you the very best. Thank you.
All rise.
Okay, very good. Everyone have a seat. So, Mr. O'Neal, even though the sentence is not in dispute, I am going to set your sentencing off, your official sentencing date, because I anticipate there will be post-trial motions, and I will hear those at the same time. I do want to let the victim's family know that I am also going to set off the sentencing date because I know the rules constrain you all with regard to the victim impact statement and what you can really or were able to say to the jury. I do want to give you the opportunity to really open your hearts and say whatever it is that you need to say. So I will give you that opportunity. How much time do you all need as far as getting your post-trial motions ready to go?
What kind of time frame was Your Honor looking at?
Like 30 days or so.
Okay.
July 26th. Mr. O'Neal, please, not now. Please don't start. July 26th.
Okay.
Does that work for you all in the afternoon? I understand, but I can hear you, and I'm trying to talk to your counsel right now.
Yes, we can do it in the afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're going to set off sentencing. Does that work for the victim's family? July 26th at 1:30?
They apparently have a conflict on that date, Your Honor, on the 26th.
Okay. So, July 23rd?
It's okay for the state, Your Honor.
July 23rd? All right. Then we're going to set sentencing for July the 23rd at 10 a.m. in the morning, and the sentencing will actually be in my regular courtroom, courtroom 10, over in the other courthouse. It won't be here.
Yes, Your Honor.
What was the time again, Judge?
10 a.m. All right. Anything further from the state or from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
All rise. Court's adjourned.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll do, yeah. But doesn't the order, I already did the order. It's gotta be that. Okay, all right, that's fine. For now, just go ahead and do it, and then I'll, because the order may not get done today. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's good.
At first, I was going to wait till you finish the order and then ask. But
Whatever, yeah, you guys can figure it out.
okay.
It's your favorite Loke, especially after I done spoke. Support the real again. Get rid of the fake, the F you to the industry. How do you fight back? It's simple. All you got to do is just press subscribe, then join the movement over there on Instagram at CEDDYNASH. One word. That's where you and I can stay in contact. Plus, I'm going to like your pictures and all that. We had 75,000, so we done maxed. But when I can, I'm going to follow you back. To the crew, that's the truth. With the visionaries. Let's get into it. In 2017, that man was shot. At the age of 5, that man was molested. He does suffer from a lot of trauma, and we're not going to make light of that. That's why we say victims victimize. You know what I'm saying? For a tormented soul, what they're going to do is torment others. But why is it that we never, ever consider the people around him? Yeah, that his son lost a mother, a sister, and a father that day. A dad lost his son, lost one of his grandkids, and another one of his grandkids may never speak to him again. The psychological impact that kid and his whole entire family and anybody related to him, or the neighbors who walked out just to see a dying woman, to see a dying body it's something you can never, in my experience, something you can never shake. And we're not talking about visiting nobody in the morgue. Like, nah. I seen a nigga get shot in the fucking head. Yeah. The last stage that he seen on this earth was me. And no, I didn't kill him, obviously, because my black ass would be in jail right now. But there's an argument that ensued with some people. I'm looking at the whole shit. And boom. Shot this dude in the head. I'm thinking like maybe he didn't get shot in the head. So I immediately ran over. Because everybody's running away. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, who's going to possibly try to save this person before the ambulance or the police get here? And as I ran up, I could see dude and that was it. And I had to look him in his eyes the whole entire time. And the reason I did that was to try to comfort him as he transitioned from the physical to the spiritual. And yeah, I did try to pray rights over his body. I did. When you hear somebody gasping for their last air, you can't just immediately go CPR, CPR, CPR. You do that, you could potentially make it worse. But for this man who's clearly guilty to not die was because, in my opinion, I believe that the family, that the jury, not the family, that the jury wanted to see this man eventually have some type of contrition. Eventually that he would be able to explain what the hell happened. How can his son not be one of those? Possibly that he could spiritually help his child out from the demons that he's inflicted upon him. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if that's going to be able to happen. It's one of those sad situations where nobody wins, but then you ask the question, what the hell was the reason for that? If you know that your child has been touched, get a lot of help. Not bare minimum will not do. If your kids have to come into a space or a place where if they wearing something that's a little skimpy, and you're saying to yourself, she can't wear that or he can't wear that because of this individual that you know is a little off, the individual that's a little off need to go and never return. I got family members right now that have indulged and engaged in pedophilia, and they will never see my kids. And if they see my kids will be old enough to get a knife, stick in, break it off in them, slash it out, and that'll be that. There's a fight that we gotta have to protect the youth. There's a fight that we gotta have to protect our own sanity. But there's a fight to be had. We will be doing Sunday service at about 6 Eastern, that's 3 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Mountain Time. Catch you on the next video. Check out the previous ones. Thank you. Outro, please. Y'all expect me to keep it real? Because you know that I will. I do this daily, baby. Check out the Nightly Nash podcast. Also, Street the Music, Steady Nash, if you have not. It's on all streaming platforms. Guaranteed you're going to find something you like. Probably like that overly thugging freestyle, or maybe something different. Let me know in the comments. We possibly shoot that music video. Oh, you want to learn how to win that free Xbox or PlayStation or concert tickets, or just a gift card in general? Simple. Be an active subscriber. What does that mean? The more you like, the more you comment, the more you share these videos, the higher your chances are increased to win. Simple. We're going to give away that specific item that you choose at 60,000 subscribers. That's 60. Make sure you increase your chances to win. This is free to y'all. It's only costing me. And I'm going to personally deliver it to you. How you like the sound of that? Cool? Catch you at the next video. Check out the previous videos too.